welcome to Raised by Rain. My name is Stormie, and today I wanted to show you some updates on my raised bed and in-ground garden. Do you ever have where you have a plan in place for what your garden's going to look like, and you go through the entire winter, you know exactly how everything is going to be, where all your plants are going to be in every single bed, and then when it comes down to it, you just randomly put seeds everywhere? If you're anything like me, that's exactly what I do. So right now is a prime time, which I'll show you. Throughout the entire garden, there are areas where clearly there's a plan in place, and then there's other areas in the garden where there's just random seeds popping up, because I would just walk through and plug in whatever seeds my little heart felt needed to go in that one little area. I will say probably around July or so, or even August, the entire garden is just filled to the max with flowers, with herbs, with vegetables, all the plants you could possibly think of, because I do this kind of, I guess it's not really chaos gardening. You could call it that for sure, but it's more of a planned chaos, if you will. Yeah, so let me show you the garden. Okay, so a few weeks back we decided to plug in a bunch of herbs and flowers into a raised bed that we put in at the beginning of the spring. So I'll show you guys what that looks like. Alright, so this is the bed. You can see everything is growing nicely. There are some other random little guys poking out here and there. I should have made a video of what I put in here so I could remember, but to be honest with you, I cannot remember. Some things I know for sure, like that's gonna be cilantro. That I'm really not sure. These are gonna be calendula, most likely. Now I could be wrong. Yeah, it's looking really good. I'm still waiting on, I've got that climbing rose that will come, and I'm gonna plug in right there. That's supposed to arrive, I believe, the end of May, so I've got a little bit more time. And then this area right here, these are doing really good. These were the tulips that bloomed honestly a few weeks ago, and they're doing really good. Obviously they're at the very tail end of their life. They're looking a little spent, but they're holding on for a little bit longer. The black tulips are looking absolutely beautiful still. There's some little guys popping in. Like here's a little one right there. We've got some irises starting to show that they're going to bloom here soon. These irises have not shown anything yet, but that's okay. I also, kind of a newer thing that I did, was I took some like flower seed mixes that I got from Botanical Interest, and I scattered them throughout this entire area. So we'll see what sticks. If nothing comes up, that's okay, but at least we'll try. These are strawberries that we put in. My fence, hold on, my fence is a little busted. Definitely need to get that taken care of. Fences are expensive to fix though, so we'll throw a T-post in and call it good. Anyways, so these were the strawberries. A lot of these were bare roots that I got a few weeks ago that we plugged in. They're honestly doing really good. The asparagus, that's pretty much at the end of its lifetime, but it's doing okay. I also discovered that some little chipmunk or squirrel plugged in some, these are some sort of squash. I think that they're probably going to be zucchini, but I could be wrong. So we're just going to leave them here and see what they do. These are doing lovely. They're starting to pop open. They're not quite yet there, but they're on the verge of opening up. These are the chives. My carrots are doing really awesome also. Little weed, hopefully. Could have been a flower. Oh, it might have been a flower. It's kind of pretty on the bottom. Hopefully that wasn't a flower. Anyway, carrots are doing really good. Got a few areas where there's no germination, but I'm not too worried about it. I've planted so many, they'll be all right. The kale's doing really well. Also, I did have to go and purchase some. Oh, I don't know where. Here we go. I just got the regular starboard kale that looks like your basic kale that you'd buy at the store. And then the red Russian, I really like that one. I think it's super pretty. And then these are volunteer radishes. There are 2 of them, I believe. That one is for sure a radish, but I did go through and I plugged in some beet seeds throughout here because I thought that that would be really nice also to have some beets just kind of intermixed. These are sugar snap peas. I think I planted probably, oh, I don't know, 50 right in this area. Probably only like 12 came up, which is totally fine. Every year I seem to struggle with the germination of sugar snap peas, but that's okay. The other day, me and my wife had our 10-year anniversary, and we went through and we planted cucumbers on this trellis right here. So on both sides we planted silver slicer cucumbers, and then on the trellis right next to it we planted the little teeny tiny like gherkin ones for pickling. And then we also planted over in this bed some just a little bit larger of the pickling cucumber. So yeah. Over here I've got, let me show you this. I've got 3 rows of each, or sorry, rows of 3 of each of the varieties. I've got cauliflower, what do we have here? Golden acre, cabbage, I believe this might be broccoli. Yep, broccoli. Stonehead cabbage, and then those are going to be Brussels sprouts. And then I also have, I started some bergamot seeds. First year growing them, so I don't know how well these will do, but that's what these are. They seem like they're doing all right. They smell really good, like really good. And then these sad little things over here are artichokes. We'll see how well those do. Oh shoot, there we go. These are artichokes. We'll see how well these guys do. I really did neglect them. Garden dog was rolling. She's so cute. Anyway, I neglected them at seed starting, and it shows because they look really crispy. But you'll never know if they're not going to grow unless you try. So that's what we're doing here. I have this back area on the back side of our garden where we have these trellises up high that have grapes on them. It came with the house, so we just leave them there. They're really pretty when they're fully in bloom. The grapes are good. They don't last very long. They're mainly for the birds, and that's okay. But this back area right here always just gets completely weeded out. There's weeds everywhere, and I just kind of neglect it. I don't do much with it. So this year, this is what we did. So this right here is, oh, hold on. This is just an arch that I got from one of my friends. We put 2 roses. One of the roses is much larger than the other one, but that's okay. But the rest of this area, we laid some cardboard down after weeding it pretty heavily. And then we laid a layer of mulch down, and I sprinkled some red wine cap mushroom spores throughout the entire, like this whole area. And then we covered it again with some more hardwood wood chips. Apparently you need hardwood to be able to make the mushrooms grow, and then we're just keeping it as moist and as wet as we possibly can. But what I'm really excited about, so this whole area I've got kind of a mixture of different perennial flowers. We've got some foxgloves, like different mixtures of those. We've got some lavender, there's hollyhocks, there's, oh geez, what else do we have? Some pineapple sage going. We've got some, let's see what this bad boy is. Oh, I can't say that. That one. Got a few of those poking up everywhere. Let's see if we can catch this one. Nope, that's okay. some more delphinium, not sure. But then we also have some tea roses. We got 3 different ones, so they're different colors. Got 2 orange ones and this really pretty red one. Yeah, this area should look much better once this all starts to grow. So I'm excited. What else do we have? It's starting to rain. But here's what the garden on the back end looks like. This area right here, we'll end up taking this tarp off or just cutting holes, and we'll put a bunch of different zucchinis in here. All right, I'm gonna try and get this before all the rain gets us. This is not a mistake by any means, but this is a trial and error kind of thing. So we mulched a bunch of the leaves that are in our garden, or in our backyard. But we have these like bean pods everywhere, and then we've got pine trees all around us. So there's pine needles. Oh, look, there's a hole. I'll do that back up. Anyways, so this area we just planted like the most random stuff here. There's a single purple cabbage right there. There's some leeks. There's some more carrots. There's lettuce. There's some flowers. All the things. Anyway, it's starting to come down, so I gotta make it quick. So in this area, I've got all of my onions, not all of my onions, but some of my onions planted, and then little patches of arugula. There's dill. Let me tell you something, if you plant dill once, you will always have dill. You never have to plant it again. But got a whole bunch. This area right here has some flowers. That's one of my dogs, 2 of my dogs. In here it doesn't look like much at all. It's just like some open ground. But yeah, look at that beautiful foxglove. We'll see if it makes it. I've really neglected it, and I got it from a nursery and it had never seen the light of day, so it's like super weak, but that's okay. Some more other random flowers, whatnot. These are my fancy flowers. So I've got some snapdragons planted in here. A lot has not came up yet. I direct sowed quite a bit of seeds within the past few days. But there's a bunch of yarrow in here. Hold on, look at these guys. They're so cute. They're a bunch of nutballs. Anyway, this is the most exciting. Oh, I need to take that in because it's raining. Anybody else just like leave their seeds out? I know I do. Anyways, so these are a bunch of zinnias popping up. This is a bed that my wife had made for me. It is only for zinnias. This bed, it's only for zinnias. So this year I have a bunch of like all the Queen series. I don't know if it's like Queen Lime, Queen Red, Orange, all that stuff. So I have all those. So my whole goal for the garden this year is to be just a magical little area where I can come and I can completely zone out from the day-to-day and just be one with the garden again. It's something that I look forward to every single season. The winter months really do kind of kick my butt. Seasonal depression is a thing, as we all know, and this year I did a really awesome job at trying to combat that. I took on some hobbies. I really tried to see the color around me, even though everything was sleeping. You'd be surprised of how much color there is in the winter. In the Midwest, there really is, everything dies. It gets just way too cold, and other than like the evergreen trees and whatnot, everything is dead. So yeah, this spring, I'm doing so much better, and I'm excited. And I've got, like I stated earlier, I have this huge plan, but it's a pretty loose plan. Like, my plan is to completely cover the garden with as many flowers as I possibly can. In every single bed, I want to maximize all of my raised beds that I have and utilize as much of in-ground space as I possibly can, and just, like I said, dust flowers everywhere. And I want to spend all the time out here that I possibly can. But yeah, super awesome. Absolutely love it. Everything is really starting to come together. Oh, let me show you this bed, because this is kind of over here. I've got my second row of carrots, and then I also planted some purple cabbage. Anybody else just like randomly put in plants and you're like, I should move you because I don't think I actually want you here, but then by the time you go to move it, they're just too big and you just haven't. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. I might move these over the weekend, but we'll see. But yeah, the carrots are doing really good over here. This is a problem that I have every single year. I don't know what that is. I've never actually seen it, but that hole goes all the way down. I want to say it's either a chipmunk or I don't even know what it is, to be honest with you. But what it does is it is messing with my leeks in this area, and I had to pull quite a few out from right here so that it doesn't eat the roots of them. But like I said, I have this problem every single year in this bed particularly. I don't spray anything. I don't put any traps or anything. Like, I did this one to myself. This bed has a layer of like logs and all that goodies underneath before we put the compost on top. So it's gonna happen. I mean, I literally built a home for whatever rodent that is. But anyways, look at these bad boys. Look, radishes. So cool. Anybody else just grow radishes because for the novelty, and they're just super exciting, and it's like always the first thing to come up every year for me, at least. You know, I like them. I'll eat them. I'll sit out here in the garden and munch on them, but it's not like a favorite thing that I'm growing. But okay, oh, this right here, that's just a lettuce. That's a volunteer. She came with the soil this year. This is a yarrow. I got a really awesome mix. My dogs. I got a really awesome mix. They're like pastel-y, kind of like vintagey colors, so I'm excited for that. This area right here, these are just prepped for the tomatoes that will come. But my garlic is doing really good. Let me see if you can see it. Like, I've got 2 rows of the garlic, and they're both very large. Like, I don't know what it is. That's the one thing every single year I can grow extremely well is garlic. It might just be like the weather and climate that I'm in. It is meant to grow in the Midwest. A couple weeks ago, I did an unboxing for a bunch of seed potatoes that I had gotten. Well, over the last 2 weeks, I've planted them all out. I didn't record it. That's okay. I want to show it to you because this is the first time that I'm doing it like this. And every year, well, not every year, I've discovered that you have to put some sort of mulch on top of your potatoes. Like, it just makes your life so much easier, and then you don't have to worry about like the sun scalding happening, and over time the foliage will grow so much that you don't even see whatever mulch you have underneath. But this year I had a lot of leaves in the garden, so I just scooted them over. Let me show. So like I said, I had a lot of leaves over in this back corner over here, and we just scooted them all right here. So this whole area where the leaves are at, don't mind my dogs. They're menaces. Anyways, so this whole area with the leaves is potatoes underneath. That little plant right there, that's just viola, is that what they're called? They're like the little teeny tiny purple flowers. I try and leave those for the bees at the beginning of the season because they're typically the first ones to pop up for any pollinators. So I just like to leave them, and they're really pretty. So anyway, this whole area, potatoes. Do I love the look of the leaves? No. That is what I'm really struggling with. Which is okay. I just need to get over it. Like, they're doing their job. I need to water this pretty heavily. I've yet to water it. I'm really relying on Mother Nature to provide me with some Rain, but she is neglecting me. Another thing that I have stated in the past is I live in a college town. I'm like right in the middle, so I don't live on a few acres or anything like that. I live in town. We've been at this property for 5-6 years now or so, and when we purchased the house, it came with a chicken coop, and that was something that we've definitely wanted to continue with, was having chickens. I have something in my shoe. But we wanted to continue with chickens so we could provide our own eggs and whatnot. But the reality of that is, so this past fall, or whatever, we had 24 chickens total. And I'm like, oh yeah, we've got plenty of room, like they'll be fine. Chicken coop is huge. Let me tell you something. We have made a grave mistake. Not with the chickens necessarily, but that is our backyard. Right now, every single one of my neighbors has a lush green yard. We do not. It is nothing but mud. This weekend we plan on starting some clover and grass seed and whatnot so we can start building it back up. But we discovered very quickly that having over 12 chickens, that's what happens. So we had to, we're going to kind of pivot, and we're going to build an extension of their chicken run. So they have access to do different layers. They've got this main run area, and then they have underneath the house, because it's elevated, it's lifted up. And then we have, where is it? This is like their stairs that they get up into the chicken coop, which the chicken coop is fairly large. It's definitely meant for quite a few chickens. So let me show you what that looks like. Hopefully we don't have any escape artists. Look at all these chickens in here trying to lay some eggs. In here laying eggs. I'm gonna close that because they like to get out. Look at how cute they are. They're just cute little babies. Hello, chickens. You look very concerned. Red chicken. How you girls doing? Doing alright? You look alright. It looks like either I interrupted you or you're about to lay an egg. Which one is it? So yeah, chicken coop's fairly large in here. We also have these 2 ladders so that they can just get up and roost up there through the night. Gotta do this quick because they'll try to run out. They are used to being outside birds, and right now we're trying to keep them all inside so we can grow our grass again. So yeah, like I was saying, we're going to extend their run so that hopefully the grass can grow back. Not that we need the grass, but I don't know about you, but I do not want to walk out to the garden in mud. I am definitely a barefoot kind of girl, and I don't want to do that. I want to walk through something lush and green, something that's exciting, and super soft on my feet. Anyways, well, that is all I have for today. Thank you for watching my chaotic videos, and it's more for my own keepsake. So during the colder wintry months when I don't have the garden or the muddy backyard, I can look back at these and wish I had the muddy backyard to walk through and all the greenery in the garden and whatnot. So thank you again, and don't be afraid to get your hands